All right, let's dive into something truly epic today. We're taking a deep look at Danielle Steele's novel, Echoes.
Mm,
But this isn't just, a book report. It's this huge multi-generational saga.
it really is.
And it makes you think about personal
Mm.
convictions, unwavering love, and how massive historical events shape individual lives.
And then how those lives sort of echo through generations.
Exactly. So our mission today is really to pull out those surprising insights about the human spirit, resilience when everything's just falling apart.
It's such a fascinating way to look at things, isn't it? How these really personal stories can show us something universal. Steele uses this one family's journey to show the immense personal cost of all that historical upheaval
Yeah.
and the truly amazing ways people find meaning, find purpose, even redefine what family means when everything's chaotic.
So today we're asking, how do the echoes of the past, the things we see, and maybe the things we don't, how do they shape our future?
It's a big question.
Definitely. And our story kicks off in a world right on the edge. Cologne, Germany, just before World War II. And we meet Beata Wittgenstein.
Right. From this very wealthy, very respected Jewish banking family.
Now, Beata, she's not your typical society girl of the time. She's described as quiet, intellectual.
Probably passionate about education,
Yeah, her dream was to be a teacher.
which her siblings, Brigitte and Horst, they kind of found that amusing. A bit unconventional for their circle, you know.
Totally. Sets up this tension straight away, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It makes you wonder, how much real freedom do we have when we're born into these really rigid structures, even wealthy ones?
Hmm.
Beata's early life is like a small picture of that struggle. Personal dreams versus family expectations.
And her father, Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob. He actually wanted to be a rabbi when he was young.
No kidding.
But he followed the path, went into the bank. It was just
Hmm.
expected. Sons in the bank, kids marry within the faith. Simple as that.
Only her older brother, Ulm, seemed to really understand her, get her aspirations.
Right. He made that effort.
So it paints this picture of a life pretty much mapped out for her.
Definitely.
But then, as the war clouds are gathering, Jacob. He does something interesting. He takes the family to Switzerland for the summer. July and August 1939.
Yeah, a kind of quiet acknowledgement of what was coming. Some foresight there.
And it's there, by this beautiful lake, that Beata's whole life just takes this incredible, unexpected turn.
The chance encounter.
Exactly. With Antoine, a French cavalry officer, he accidentally makes her twist her ankle.
A small thing, but it sparks this immediate connection. All improbable given the circumstances.
It really is. And there's this moment charged with irony where Antoine says something like,
Oh, that line is powerful. Wouldn't it be nice if troubles between nations could be resolved as simply as this?
two people sitting on a bench on a summer afternoon looking out at a lake.
Yeah. It just speaks volumes, doesn't it? That human desire for connection, even when the world is literally tearing itself apart.
And Antoine, he's this 32-year-old aristocrat, the responsible one compared to his wilder brother.
And crucially, he sees Beata. Not as a German enemy, not as a Jew. He doesn't even know that part yet.
He just sees,
A beautiful, intelligent young woman.
that's it. Which is pretty remarkable for that time to look past those labels.
It really is. And their bond, it just deepens incredibly quickly.
Astonishingly fast.
Over just 3 weeks. Secret meetings, teas, quiet dinners.
Forbidden midnight meetings in the garden. Sounds very romantic, but also risky.
Definitely. And within 2 days, they confess they love each other.
Knowing full well it's impossible, right? Different religions, opposing sides, and a looming war.
But they don't care. They vow to marry after the war.
And they even come up with this clever plan to write letters through Antoine's cousin in Switzerland to get around the censors.
It's like their love story is founded on defying everything from the start.
And that defiance, well, it comes with a price tag. Immediately.
Oh, yeah. When Beata gets back to Cologne,
Yeah.
her family's reaction is intense. Predictable, but maybe even worse than you'd think. Her mother, Monica, she's horrified just hearing Beata had lunch with a stranger.
Worried he's a masher.
Exactly. And both parents are described as rigidly patriotic. So, a French Catholic. Unthinkable, especially with their sons about to fight the French.
And this is where it gets really interesting, like you said. Beata isn't just turning down some arranged match.
No, she's tearing up the script for her entire life.
Yeah. Her sister Brigitte, she's got the safe engagement. Wealthy German banker, big dowry, secure future.
Right, the approved path. And Brigitte even tells Beata, stick to talking about parties and fashion with men, not erudite subjects.
Wow. It really shows the scale of what Beata's doing. challenging every single family and societal rule.
Absolutely, it's profound courage. And her father, Jacob, he is furious
Threatens to disown her.
and even says he'll sit Shiva for her, the Jewish mourning ritual, basically treating her as if she's dead to him.
But Beata, she's just completely resolute. I will die first, she says.
Willing to become a seamstress, a teacher, whatever it takes to support herself.
And it's important to remember, Antoine's facing pushback too.
Right. His aristocratic family is threatening to disown it as well. Marrying a German Jew. Unacceptable to them.
So they're both prepared for total isolation from their families, for each other.
The strength of that conviction is just wow.
So Beata packs 2 bags, leaves Cologne, and heads to Switzerland to be with Antoine. She's absolutely certain this is her destiny.
But those early days aren't easy. They're on the Zuber family farm.
Antoine's recovering from a shrapnel injury.
And Beata, who grew up with, considerable wealth and comfort,
Yeah.
she's suddenly in this totally new, unfamiliar, much rougher life.
She even eats her first non-kosher meal there. A big step.
Huge. And then, in another really significant move, driven by love and maybe practicality too, she decides to convert to Catholicism for Antoine.
That's quite something, given her upbringing. Shows her openness.
It really does. And their wedding.
Mm.
It's so poignant. Small Swiss church, no family there from either side.
Just them and the Zubers, their new chosen family.
Exactly. It symbolizes them building something entirely new together.
And Beata's resourcefulness shines through again. She makes her wedding dress.
From 2 old lace tablecloths. And apparently it was exquisite. Amazed Maria Zuber.
Incredible. And the rings they use?
Also symbolic.
Mhm.
Not from their birth families, but heirlooms from the Zubers. Walther's father's ring for Antoine.
And Maria's great-grandmother's ring for Beata, engraved Mon cœur à toi.
My heart for you.
Mm-hmm.
Given by their chosen family. It really seals that new beginning.
So time moves on. Their first daughter, Amadea, is born, blonde, blue-eyed, and they make a crucial decision living in occupied France now. They decide to keep Beata's Jewish heritage a secret.
For protection, understandable, but
But it creates this hidden layer, doesn't it?
absolutely, it's that echo again. This act of protection creates this hidden identity that's going to profoundly shape Amadea's life later on.
Makes you think, what secrets do we keep even for good reasons, and what's the ripple effect on our kids?
It's a heavy question. Meanwhile, they build this seemingly comfortable life in France. Antoine manages the Daubigny family stables, gets to follow his passion for horses.
They seem like loving parents to Amadea and later her sister, Daphne. Amadea grows up speaking French, German, English. Bright girl.
But the outside world, the war, it keeps intruding. Beata's mother, Monica, makes these secret risky visits.
Trying to warn Beata about how bad things are getting in Germany for Jews, how dangerous Beata's background is for her and the girls.
And then the tragedy strikes. After Kristallnacht, Beata's entire family back in Germany, father, brothers, sister, their families, they're deported.
Beata just has to presume they're dead.
It's devastating.
Yeah.
And Monica dies from heart problems, with Jacob still so angry he forbids Beata from seeing her mother one last time.
Just layer upon layer of loss.
Yeah.
So fast forward, Amadea is 19, and maybe because of that hidden heritage, maybe something else, she gets deeply interested in Edith Stein.
The Jewish convert who became a Carmelite nun and was outspoken against anti-Semitism.
Right. And Amadea starts feeling this strong pull towards a religious life herself, a vocation.
Which Beata really struggles with.
Understandably, she sees it as a terrible waste, like being locked away like a prisoner.
But she also recognizes something familiar in Amadea's determination.
That same fire, the need to follow her own path.
Exactly. Just like Beata defied her own family for love. So, despite her reservations, Beata gives her blessing.
It's another powerful echo, isn't it?
It really is an aha moment. Beata defied her father for love, and Amadea defies her mother for faith. It highlights how finding your own meaning often means breaking from your parents' expectations.
So Amadea enters the Carmelite convent back in Cologne, embraces this life of solitude, prayer, service, becomes Sister Amadea.
But even there in the convent, the war catches up.
Yeah.
The Mother Superior is worried.
Because of Amadea's Jewish heritage.
Yes, especially after Edith Stein herself was arrested and deported from her convent. The danger was very real.
And that fear becomes reality. Amadea is forced to leave the convent to protect the other nuns.
Just days later, the unthinkable happens. Her mother and sister, Beata and Daphne, are denounced.
Sent to Ravensbrück concentration camp.
Just devastating. And Amadea is suddenly hunted too.
But Gerard d'Aubigny shows incredible courage.
Amazing bravery. hides her under a horse blanket in his car to get her away.
She hides with the Daubigny's for 5 months,
Yeah.
just absorbing the horror of the war news, Yellow Star's deportations.
And grim reality. But then the Gestapo take over the stables where she's hiding.
She's not safe there anymore. Gerard arranges another escape to a farmhouse with a tunnel.
But the escape itself,
Yeah.
it goes wrong.
Yeah, she escapes on horseback, but she's captured, interrogated.
And that's when the soldiers cruelly tell her about her mother being Jewish, about Beata and Daphne's deportation.
Her response is just chillingly calm. I'm a nun.
That quiet defiance again. And somehow, maybe because of her Aryan looks, they miss the subtle tattoo nuns sometimes had.
So instead of a death camp,
They send her to Theresienstadt, the so-called model ghetto.
which was anything but a model, a horrific deception.
Utterly vile. A transit camp designed to fool the world. The reality was overcrowding, starvation, rampant disease.
Yet Amadea, even there, she refuses special treatment. A guard named Wilhelm is drawn to her, offers help.
But she rejects it. She just quietly serves, works in the gardens, planting potatoes for the others. It's this incredible display of resilience, of holding on to her humanity.
Working in those gardens in Theresienstadt, it feels like such a small act, but so profound. Planting things, creating life in a place designed for death.
A real act of defiance and hope. And it's there she hears about the Czech partisans, from Wilhelm, that guard who showed her kindness.
And then chaos. The Ledisi massacre reprisals create an opportunity. She escapes with Wilhelm.
But the escape itself, it involves an accidental killing.
Which must have been a massive moral crisis for her as a nun.
Absolutely shattering. She spends 2 days alone in the forest grappling with that before finding the partisans.
And this feels like a real turning point.
Oh, definitely. A pivotal aha moment, like you said. Here's Amadea, the devout nun who vowed peace, now forced into actions completely against her beliefs.
It really forces you to ask, what happens to faith, to vows, when survival demands the unthinkable? How do you redefine duty?
Exactly. The partisans see her value her flawless German, her appearance.
They send her to the French resistance?
Right. For incredibly dangerous work. Posing as a German commandant's wife, alongside Wolf, another resistor in an SS uniform.
High-stakes masquerade. Yet she still tells Wolf she plans to go back to the convent after the war.
Holding on to that core identity, even as her actions seem so far removed from it. Wolf is understandably skeptical.
In the resistance, she finds connection again. Falls in love with John Eves, another fighter.
But then more loss. He's killed on a mission.
And she blames herself. Feels she has too much blood on her hands.
Deep grief. But Serge, the resistance leader, he pushes her to keep going. Gives her a mission partly designed to help her heal.
Transporting 2 Jewish children, blonde, blue-eyed, to safety, posing as their mother.
A mission that resonates deeply with her own hidden past and recent losses.
And during this, she meets her paternal uncle, Antoine's brother, the Comte de Valeron.
Who's also in the resistance. He sees that family resemblance, that echo, a brief connection to the family she barely knew.
So what's the takeaway here? Her path is just extraordinary.
It really shows how war forces constant reinvention, doesn't it? Redefining who you are, what your purpose is. Her taking on riskier and riskier missions, even going back into Germany. It becomes this fierce fight for others.
Fueled by her own losses.
And that quote she remembered from Theresienstadt, "Whoever saves one life saves a world entire." Personal grief transformed into this universal drive to act.
Her missions get even more dangerous. An undercover operation in Germany with Rupert,
A British Secret Service agent involved in the Kindertransport.
posing as another SS officer and his wife. The tension must have been unbearable.
Terrifying narrow escapes. Rupert gets injured during the extraction.
And then Amadea herself is badly hurt in an explosion. Broken back, paralysis.
Just devastating injury after everything she's endured.
While she's recovering, Rupert visits. And he asks her something incredible.
He needs someone to care for 12 Jewish children, orphans from the Kindertransport, at his estate in England.
Wow.
And suddenly, her past takes another turn.
It feels like everything has led to this moment.
It really does. If you connect the dots, her journey comes full circle. From her own disowned family background, through all that loss and trauma.
To finding a new kind of family, these displaced children.
Exactly. It powerfully shows that family isn't just blood. It can be chosen, forged in shared suffering and compassion. Her service takes on this whole new meaning.
It's an incredible transformation. She becomes Amadea to these kids, finds this deep, new purpose.
Nurturing them, teaching them French, German, pouring her energy into them.
And then the miracle, spurred on by the kids.
They tell her, if you can blow up a train, you can walk. Amazing faith they had in her.
And she does begin to recover from the paralysis. Starts to walk again.
Incredible resilience. She even celebrates Chanukah with the children, embracing that part of her hidden heritage.
And Rupert returns, wounded but alive.
And in the midst of this new, unconventional family built on survival and love,
They realize they love each other, Rupert and Amadea.
both having lost so much, finding each other through this shared purpose, this deep understanding of sacrifice and survival.
Their wedding sounds beautiful. A priest marries them, a rabbi says a blessing.
Surrounded by their 12 children with the promise of more to come.
That convergence of her two heritages, Jewish and Catholic, right there at the wedding, it feels so symbolic.
Hugely symbolic. Like healing, acceptance in a world that was torn apart by those very divisions. Amadea takes her final vows there.
Not as a nun in a convent.
No. But as a wife and mother, it's a different kind of service. Deeply personal, deeply meaningful. Her whole life becomes this powerful echo, showing how human connection, compassion, love, they can ultimately triumph over history's darkest moments, create light from despair.
Wow. This deep dive into echoes, it's so much more than just a story, isn't it? It's this profound look at identity, at moral courage.
The transformative power of love and sacrifice against overwhelming odds.
Beata and Amadea's journeys, they really remind us that even if destiny seems written,
Her choices matter.
yeah, our compassion, our willingness to forge new paths, even unexpected ones, that's what creates new legacies. Built on the past, sure, but looking forward.
Which really brings up a final thought for you, the listener. Think about the echoes in your own life from your family, your heritage, your values. How are they, subtly or maybe not so subtly, shaping the destiny you're choosing right now?
And maybe consider what unexpected shapes could family take in your life if circumstances forced you to question everything you thought you knew. How might you redefine those things for yourself?